Landor is a branding agency. Globalization for us at Landor is a massive term, but I think if you break it down to its component parts, it's really about leveraging the advantages of size and scale with the benefits of proximity and local understanding. What globalization has demanded of every marketeer now is to really understand a much more intimate notion of what it takes to be relevant. I think at Landor we talk about the 4 dimensions of relevance. The first being the notion of resonance. Increasingly, for brands to thrive in a local environment, they need to resonate very, very locally. In fact, we would almost talk about being multi-local more than global. And this notion of resonating locally is about building a very strong sense of cultural affinity, a very strong sense of storytelling, in a way that the local environment and the local culture understands, connects and commits to it. The second part of relevance to us is about responsiveness. No brand today can afford not to respond. To not respond means to ignore, and no brand ever thrived on ignoring. So in an interconnected world where we talk about communities and the impact that social media has had on all of us, it's very clear that brands need to be able to be very agile, very adaptive and highly responsive. What we would call almost an amplification of relevance. This is now a real-time relevance. It's not enough to be relevant, you have to respond in real time. The third dimension of relevance is what we'd call reinvention. This is about good stories powerfully told. This is about a constant reinvigoration, refreshment of a brand story, such that it retains interest, it retains its ability to surprise, its ability to delight, and its ability to renew every connection it makes with its customers. Then I guess the fourth dimension and the last dimension of relevance that we refer to is this idea of real. I think in a world that rapidly is branding the term fake, the notion of authenticity is ever more important. And authenticity is a function of a number of things. The notion of integrity and the notion of being true to what you stand for in a way that you are convergent with my value set, my view of the world and my core. And that we talk about as being authentic relevance. So those 4 dimensions are the result, we believe, of a much more complex, a much more fast-moving, but certainly a globalized world where relevance needs to be broken down into its component parts. And we believe that those 4 dimensions of relevance start to create a much stronger connection in this multi-local world that we're looking at today. And in a sense, there's no science to this. You know, good marketing has always been and will always continue to be about putting people first. Any company, big or small, any company, international or just national, needs to understand that they are a tweet away from becoming global. So effectively they are all thinking global. They should all be acting in a way that global exposure is a reality to what they're going to be confronted with. And the result is that they have to ensure that they have the systems, the mechanisms in place that allow them to react, respond to that, to the global reality.